The next step is the recovery framework, the logic behind recovery. Recovering equity is an important part of the process because sometimes people leave the company and you need to get equity back from them in that case. You can't always get it back, but you want to get it back if you can. There are 4 reasons why someone can leave a startup company, or any company for that matter. The first reason is A, they can be fired for good reason. Being fired for good reason implies you weren't doing your job as expected, or you did something that was so negligent that it's clear you should get fired. So you brought a gun to work, or you sexually harassed somebody, or embezzled money. No question about it, you're fired. More often the case is that you weren't doing your job. It was a performance issue. So in Slicing Pie, as it should be for every company, you should get a warning, warning, fired. It's not fair to fire somebody for performance if I don't know what my performance issue is and I wasn't given a chance to correct it. So the first warning would be like, you aren't doing your job properly. What can we do to help you do your job properly? Do you need more resources? Do you need more training? What do you need? Here's the expectations. Here's what we expect you to be able to do. Here's what you said you could do coming in. This is warning number 1. Then they're given enough time to correct their behavior. And if they haven't corrected the behavior, they get a second chance. We had a conversation last week. You said you could do it. You didn't do it. What was wrong with it? Give them a second chance to correct their behavior. Third time, you're fired. You're giving someone ample time to correct their behavior. If you don't give them a reason for being fired, or you don't give them a warning, then you're firing them for no good reason, which is perfectly fine too. I can fire you for whatever the hell I want to. I'm to at-will employment, you're fired. You can also resign for good reason. Resigning for good reason implies that the company or management team made promises to you that it couldn't keep or didn't keep. So for instance, it might have said, you're our vice president of marketing, you do marketing stuff, and they come back later and change your salary to half the salary, or they say, you're going to clean toilets instead, or you're going to be our salesperson instead. They change your job or your salary or your position. That's not what you signed up for. So now you have good reason to resign. Startups are always making promises. We're going to raise money in 6 months. We're going to be rich beyond our wildest dreams. Don't make promises you can't keep. If you make promises you can't keep and you don't keep them, people have reason to resign, good reason to resign. The last reason, reason D, is they resign for no good reason. They resign for their own reasons. They just decided one day they wanted to quit the company and they quit. They're leaving you in the lurch. So I can't afford to work for free anymore, or I can't afford to, I don't like the vision of the company anymore, or I don't like my coworkers, or I got a better job offer somewhere else, or I'm moving to Cincinnati, whatever the question is. If I leave for my own reasons, it might be a good reason for me, but it's not a good reason for the company, then I'm resigning for no good reason. If you're fired for good reason, or you resign for no good reason, your behavior has caused your departure. You're essentially walking away from your bet. If you walk away from your bet, you lose your slices. If you're a solo entrepreneur and you walk away from your bet, you lose everything. So why should a partner think that I should keep something if I'm walking away from my bet? You lose everything. It's painful to lose under that circumstances, as it should be. If you want to play this game, don't walk away. Don't quit. Perform as expected. The only exception is your cash contributions need to be paid back. We're not going to steal your money. We want to remove incentive to steal money. So if you contributed cash, you lose your slices, but that money should be paid back before profits are paid out. So like I say, it's painful to lose slices under these circumstances, as it should be. We want to impose a penalty for someone not performing or leaving people in the lurch. So on the flip side, if you are resigning for good reason or you're fired for no good reason, you keep your slices in the pie and they'll convert to equity like everybody else. So a company would like to get that equity back, but it can't. It's the penalty for firing someone for no good reason. If you got to fire them for no good reason, but don't expect to get their slices back. Now you can offer to pay someone back and sort of buy them out, but they can't be forced to. If I come in and make a bet in good faith and do what I'm supposed to do, I have to expect that my bet's going to be part of the final outcome.